Hello again. So yes, same clothes, same hair, same headphones. It has not been not even 2 hours, maybe less. The wind's still blowing, but I think listening to my video just that I just posted recently, very recently, kind of did help. When you let something out, it kind of normalizes things. Um, you'll hear me make a lot of mention of words that might not be too ordinary to the average person with different jobs and different profession, but I'm a scientist, so normalization, normalizing, that's sort of a scientific word, or at least a mathematical word. Um, but I guess the reason for this vlog, is just to talk about my goals, my recent, I guess, near future and future goals. Um, First of all, disclaimer, when I mean goals of tomorrow, it's just sort of like hopes of tomorrow. I'm gonna make a lot of reference as I speak about whatever topics I do speak, and as the wind continues to interrupt. But I'm going to make a lot of assertions in which you'll hear me say something like God willing, or God allowing, or make an emphasis on the fact that he's sovereign over time and space and everything that happens within those dimensions, um, any dimension whatsoever. Um, so my goals for the near future, I want to be good at self control, um, especially when it comes to boredom. One of the things I guess I would say I've struggled with the most as a Christian has definitely been dealing with boredom, and people might think, well, that's such an easy thing to deal with, just grab a book or something like this, but I struggle with it. I think I would say a good 60 to 80% of the times that I fall to sin have to do with boredom. And they start with something very subtle, like picking up a video game I haven't played in years. Um, and I mean, I'm not proud of it, but it usually starts with something simple like that. It starts with I got done with classes and I came home or something, or to my room, and I might be sitting down thinking, okay, I gotta get this done, I gotta get that done, but I don't feel like doing it this moment. And I got the rest of the day, and that rest of the day might be anywhere between 5 to 8 hours left of the day, somewhere around there, plus or minus 2 hours, depending on how busy I am. Um, but I guess the main thing with that is that I get bored, and it's not like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm bored. I'm gonna pick up my Bible and start reading it, or I'm gonna start praying, or I'm gonna start watching a YouTube video of, like, for example, John Piper, one of my favorite preachers, or Paul Washer, or John MacArthur, preachers, the Word of God, either listening to it or something. And I feel like that's a deficiency in my life that I have, that I'm not filling in those gaps, um, with the Word of God. And whenever you're far away from the Word, and you're far away from Him, it's very easy to fall to sin. And one small thing, I mean, very tiny bit that you allow, can, at least for me, being of a weak character when it comes to those things, um, can develop into something very serious. Small video game, I don't know, it might be, I don't really play shooters, but it might be something like something that has something as, to some people, as silly as a magic attack, which, in my belief, especially in RPGs like Magic and things like that, magic is not, it's not a Christian thing. It's something that is very closely related to Satan, and it's alarming for me to realize that I pick up those things, and in the moment, even though I know I don't ignore these things, but just to kill 10, 15 minutes, which then might turn into 20, 15, and by that time I've sinned so much during that span of time that the Spirit of the Lord has been offended by my sin, and I'm less susceptible to other sins, and by me becoming more susceptible to other sins, and I sin on a bigger scale, and I'm not gonna go into the details of how far it is, but whenever I realize it and realize what I'm doing, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're a Christian. Get out of here. Go. And gosh, it's been difficult. Um, and I don't know exactly how to tackle it except by prayer and just to ask God to either keep me busy or to point me in the right direction and to help this wind kind of chill just a little so I can talk. Um, but I have a problem with boredom. Um, most of the time, even sometimes when I come home from school, I may have spent a day where I got up at 7 a.m. and my day school wise, like I guess like classes or occupational wise or what my responsibilities might usually at the latest at least the semester might end like at 5 p.m. or so. Um, and it's not like I want to go home immediately. Like, okay, better start some homework. I just did like 10 hours plus of academic work. Um, but maybe that's an exaggeration. But I just want to do something else. Um, I guess my prayer is that I have a stronger desire, excuse me, to use my time more wisely for the Lord. Maybe you guys have some tips.